Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. So, you know that I usually do my Dear Peter advice column series on here on Fridays. I cut my thumb open yesterday. It hurt so bad, which is why I have the Band-Aid that says moron on it. So anyway, but I was reading through, I was kind of like trying to come up with an idea for a story time today on here, and I didn't want to do something like real serious and depressing. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and so I was reading through my emails and that I had received for the Dear Peter series, and I received this email from Alex. And Alex says, he's from Scotland, so hello Alex from Scotland. I'm assuming it's a he. It may be a she. Alex is, you know. Okay, so anyway, it says, need advice on how to start a YouTube channel. Hey Peter, I watch all your videos and I think you're absolutely amazing. I love how you're so passionate about recovery and helping others and just so bloody down to earth. I'm from Scotland, I'm 22 years old and very creative. I have struggled with drug addiction, bad childhood, and I've come out the other end, and I would really love to start a YouTube channel. I'm really quirky and weird, but I just don't know how to start the first video. Should it be a story time? Because, oh my God, I've got some insane stories that will put you off. It will teach kids not to do drugs. What do you think? Please get back to me. It would mean so much. XXX. P.S. Not to toot my own horn, but I believe in myself. And I actually think in giving advice on how to start your YouTube channel, the number one piece that you have is that you have to believe in yourself. And I think that's probably the most important piece. And you know, back in the day, I watched these videos on how to start a YouTube channel, and they would say like, you need to have this, you need to have that, you need to have this. And you know, it was interesting because just the other day I was watching a YouTuber that I really like, and they were like talking about like laying out all their equipment, and they're like, and this is the tripod we use for this, and this is the tripod we use for that, and I use this, you know, camera, and I knew this camera was like a $3,000 camera, and this camera for that, and this camera, and I was like, oh my God, it's so overwhelming, all that stuff they have. How do you ever start a channel like that? That would make me nervous as hell. So I thought, I'm just going to tell you my story, all right? And listen, if a 45-year-old man that doesn't edit his videos and makes 17 to 20-minute videos on 4 different channels every day can be a little successful, you can too. End of story. And I really do believe it's believing in yourself and doing it because you feel so passionate about wanting to do it. So let's go back a little bit, okay? My husband, Alex, and I run a website, and now it just is all electronic dance music interviews, and he runs it. But back in the day, we interviewed just any kind of like D-list celebrity that we were kind of obsessed with, all the way to like actors and actresses and things like that. And at one point, I started interviewing a lot of YouTubers that I was interested in at that time because I kind of wanted to know how to start a YouTube channel. And I get very fascinated in kind of like niche areas of society. I will tell you in retrospect, I wish, and this is, you need to hear this, okay? If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, start it. Don't wait, okay? Because I wish I had started it years ago. And I did start a channel at that time, and it was corny at best, and a lot of it was me driving around in a car. It was embarrassing, okay? But you know what? I got a small subscriber count off of it. I think I had like 200 subscribers or something like that, and I had like a dedicated following, but I liked that. It was cool, you know? I had a dedicated following. Then my husband and I, we like did some YouTube videos and things like that. But it never really took off, and I think looking back, it was because I didn't think of it as something that I wanted to do like on a regular basis. It just was kind of like, oh, I'll make a video, and then 2 months later, oh, I'll make another video, and you know what I mean? Like that. So I wasn't really like thinking about like tweeting it out or the content that I was putting out or any of that kind of stuff. Flash forward, I write a book, the before, now, and after then, listed below, and my publisher suggested to me that I start watching a lot of these booktubers, and that maybe because there's a whole community on YouTube of people that just watch and review books and read books and review them, do book hauls, they do readathons, and I'm now a member of that community. No, you don't have to sign up, you just go over there and make a channel. So anyway, it's called BookTube, and she was like, I think you should reach out to some of these booktubers and see if they'll review your book. So that's kind of how I started watching BookTube. And one day, now, I am that kid, okay, that is like putting on a play over here, like a puppet show, and then says to mom, like, I want to go outside and, you know, like, I don't know, play in the fort, and then 5 minutes later wants to, you know, like, start playing the drums. Like, I'm constantly, you know, all over the world. And some people like to call that ADHD. I today like to call it multidimensional. Let's just say it that. No, I'm like I can get a lot done. Okay, let's just say it that way. But anyway, I had talked to my husband. I was like, "What do you think about me starting a BookTube channel?" And at first he was kind of like a little negative about it. And he was like, "I mean, you're going to start another project. Are you going to really like follow through with it?" And one of the things that I love about my husband is that he challenges me. And I was like, so in my head, immediately what I heard was, you know, like, if you're going to do it, stick with it. And it's interesting because when I was looking for ideas to write my first book, I had like 4 different ideas and I was kind of going all over the place. And Alex looked at me one day and he goes, just pick one and go with it. Like, just come on now. And so he was at work one day and I was sitting at home and I didn't have a lot to do and I was just like looking at BookTube videos and I was like, I'm making this BookTube channel. And I literally went in, and one of the things I had learned was, like, with our website, that you want to have your social media across the board, like Instagram, Twitter, everything, YouTube, be the same name because it's consistent. So if your YouTube channel is going to be called The Judy Smith Show, you want your Twitter to be called The Judy Smith Show. You want your, you know, your Instagram to be called The Judy Smith Show, because that way when people go look for it, it's consistent. And that would be one thing I would recommend. So I sat down right over there and I filmed my first video on BookTube. And it's not, I mean, like I say, it's so cringy. It's not that bad, but you could just tell I was really uncomfortable. And I was like, I don't know what makes my videos any different, you know? And on BookTube, it's kind of easy because there's like a BookTube newbie tag. And I think that's what I did for my first video. I either did that or like welcome to my channel. Whatever you're gonna do on your channel, I always think that like a welcome to your channel is kind of like a good first video, or even just call it my first video, you know? The reality that you're gonna do a story time that's boom, gonna go viral, like Tana Mojo or Trisha Paytas or Shane Dawson, is just not real today. Like, those days of YouTube are kind of over. The days of, like, you know, Jenna Marbles, Disney Princess, and My Drunk Kitchen, and those videos like going viral and being shared on Facebook like a million times, those days are kind of over. You know, and I really believe that Vine changed a lot of that, because we now want, you know, immediate like gratification. We want the 10-second videos that makes us laugh our asses off. And if any of you watched Chris Crocker back in the day, who was like the original YouTuber, you know, now he does all of his videos on Facebook and Instagram, and they're very, very short. And I think as far as like a humorous point of view, that's what people want. So if you're gonna go into YouTube, you have to do it knowing that you're gonna be passionate about it, knowing that you may never make a cent off of it, you may never get a following with it, because the questions that I get the most are from people like, I love doing YouTube, but like nobody's watching my videos. I only get like 50 people that watch my videos on a daily basis. I'm ready just to give it up. And my initial response to that always is, while it's disheartening, okay, that you're spending a lot of time and energy on this and only 50 people are watching it, 50 people are watching that. Imagine going into a room with 50 people that you have no idea who they are, and they're all there just for you. You know, I mean, that's 50 people. That's a lot of people. And do it for them. Do it for the one person that comes back and watches your videos on a daily basis. Do it for you. Do it because you love to make the videos. I love to make videos, which is why I make videos every day, because I love it, you know? And then it doesn't really matter if your views go up and down, because you don't get super consumed with that, you know what I mean? Because then it's just like, well, I'm doing it for this. Would it be disheartening for me if I made a video and it got 4 views on it? Sure, absolutely, you know? But then I would look at it and say, what did I do that people weren't interested in? What can I do tomorrow? Blah, 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 whatever. Now, I will tell you, when I started making videos, because people always want to know about the camera. The camera I use now is a Sony Alpha 5000. I think I paid $450 for it at Best Buy. It's like a year and a half old, like a year and 2 months old. I got it in December of 2016. And the reason I got it is it's a vlogging camera, so it turns like up like this. I don't like the ones that are on the side like that, because then everybody's looking over there at the screen. So it has the one that's on top. I'm looking into it right now. Before this, I used a Canon. I don't know what it was. My husband and I had gone and each got cameras because we were going to do photo shoots and stuff, which we never did really. So I used that camera, and it was perfectly fine for a long time. I was actually uploading my videos on a notebook that I had gotten at Walmart for $99. And so when people are all like worried about, I gotta have a Mac, I gotta have lighting, I gotta have backdrop. No, look at me, look at this. No, you don't. I take all of that stuff down every day so it doesn't defocus the videos because people complained about that. My husband for Christmas got me a ring light, which has improved my lights. I have these, oh, my lights just went off. I have these lights on either side that Letty sent me, you know, or it's just, you build as you go, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be perfect overnight. Like I'm sitting here with the open windows. Open your window, sit in front of like fresh, you know, sunlight, just sit in front of it. I see a lot of people that do that and their videos have better quality than mine do with a ring light. So, you know, I just started off very, very small. And for me, I believe in consistency. Casey Neistat recommended years ago, I heard this on one of his videos, post a video every day. I don't care if it's 2 minutes or if it's 10 minutes, post a video every day. You know, be very active on social media. Be very active commenting on other people's videos that are similar to yours. You know, get involved in the community of YouTube and becoming friends with other people. Now, the reality is, if you start let's say you're doing a vlogging channel, and tomorrow you want to be friends with Casey Neistat and David Dobrik, that's probably not going to happen. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of superstars in the community. But it could, you know, and I have to be honest that some YouTubers have been, I mean, over the moon nice to me, right? But I think the thing that is most important is posting consistently and just getting the videos up, honestly. I also think the titles are kind of important, you know, a little bit. I think you have to like, I always think to myself when I'm putting a video out, what title would this video need to have that would make me want to look at it? My thumbnails suck, y'all know that, okay? But the other thing I want to say, and this is the most important thing about starting a YouTube channel, we all feel like we have something to say. We all have an opinion, and I totally agree with that. And I think it's one thing to have an opinion. It's one thing to have a story. It's one thing to have something that you're going to say, right? But if you have no personality on video, nobody's going to watch your videos. And if you don't believe me, think to yourself, people that you've gone and watched that you're like, I can't watch 2 minutes of this. It's so boring, right? And they literally, and a lot of times they're like this, and they just sit there and they're like, well, I read this book that was really good. It was called Lord of the Flies, and yeah, I thought it was real. You're not going to watch the video, okay? What kills me is whenever I say that, and trust me, on this video, one person at least will comment this. They'll say, I don't have any personality, so are you telling me that I shouldn't make YouTube? Bullshit. I do not believe that not everybody out there has some sort of personality. We all have personality. We have different personalities, okay? I love the fact that Alex says in here that he's quirky and he's weird. That makes for great YouTube entertainment, right? That's so fun to watch. But like we all have, you know, a different side to us. I think what it is, if you go back and you watch my very first video on BookTube, I had no personality. I was scared of the camera. I was afraid of what people were gonna say when I posted my video. I don't give a shit today. I just post the videos, you know? And, but I was worried about all of that. I tell people, one of the reasons I have my dogs in my videos a lot is because it makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel safe. If they're sitting around me, I'm sitting in my living room with my dogs. How much safer could I get? You know what I mean? Like when I'm watching this right now, I'm not thinking that 500 or 1,000 people are going to watch this video. I'm just not even conceptualizing that. I'm thinking to myself, you know what, like I'm filming a video and I'll put it up. So talk to your camera as if you're talking to your best friend or your stuffed animal or your dog or your cat or whatever, you know, and just let your personality be. Post it. People will watch it. It's when we're very, very dry because we're scared of the response that it doesn't read well on camera. And I think that's the biggest mistake that a lot of people make is that they think that, oh, I'm going to post videos and people are going to follow it. It's a hard deal. Like it's hard to get a following on YouTube. You know, you have to work really hard. You know, I wouldn't have some of the views that I have on some of my videos if other YouTubers hadn't shouted me out, which is why it's so important for me to shout out other YouTubers in response to that. So get involved in the community. Just upload your video. If you want to start a channel, when you're watching this, get off of here, figure out what you're going to call your channel, get the social media to match it, start your channel, upload your first video. It's that easy. You could do it in 2 hours. You could have your first video up and say, I'm a YouTuber now. I mean, you know what I mean? And if that's really your dream, just do it. It's like, what do you have to lose? Life is too short. I have to tell you a funny story. So my friend's daughter, she is like 13 years old. How old is Maddie? Hello? He's watching TV. So anyway, my daughter's friend is like 13 years old. Don't you love when I shout out to my husband? And she, when she was like 11, she and I did some videos together on my BookTube channel. And she's a YouTube channel as well. She like took all of her videos down. I go, Maddie, what were you doing? She goes, well, I was embarrassed of them. I was like, don't worry about it. Just put it out there. It doesn't matter, right? So anyway, so she one night, she were editing videos, and, or she was editing her video, and she was on her phone, and she was like on iMovie, and she was like this, seriously. She was like, shh, 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 shh. Okay, my video is done, and I watched it, and I was like, oh my God, this is like a Casey Neistat vlog. I mean, it was so perfect. It had music to it and stuff. I go, how did you do that? She goes, it's real easy. It's on iMovie. I'm like, oh, no. So listen, if an 11-year-old can do it on an iPhone with iMovie, any of us can do it, right? Do what's natural to you. If you at first start it and you're like, but I don't know how to edit videos, don't edit them, you know, just throw them up. If you really get into it and you really enjoy it, sooner or later you'll teach yourself how to edit. It's just not that important to me. I just can't figure it out. I'm not that smart, don't have my glasses on, I can't do math. So I just don't edit, you know, like, I mean, I know a little bit about it now, and partly why I don't is because it's kind of just my thing. I just don't edit, you know. But anyway, do what's natural to you, show your personality, be weird, be quirky, be yourself, and enjoy making videos. I love you guys, and I will see you later. Bye.